Hey everyone, and welcome to the stream. It's me, ShellshockPrime, and give me 1 second. I'm gonna change the camera settings because for whatever reason it's slow right now, and I gotta fix it real quick just to make it smooth. It should be coming back in three, two, one. There we go. Now that's better. Yeah, because I forgot to do that. But yeah, but hopefully everyone's doing good today. It's Monday, May 6th, 2024, and we are here for we're here for two things. We're gonna do Shell Shock Showcase, where I'm gonna show off some of my summer plans, and then we're gonna do Mega Man Powered Up right after that. So you can see the schedule. So that's what's on the agenda for tonight, and then I got Battle Network 4, um, tomorrow and Wednesday for Mega May as well. Then I have Capcom Arcade Stadiums 1 and 2 on Thursday, and Sunday is Share with Shell Shock, the sitcom show, which will be which I'll have Wolfie, TTV, Hito Retro Gaming, and Azran127 as my guests for that night. Um, but yeah, good to see you, Destiny. Good to see you, Sown. Hope you're all doing very well. Because I'm gonna do the best I can. I will be doing Mega Man Powered Up in a little while. Like I'll be doing it soon. First is gonna be First, it's going to be this. It's going to be the Shell Shock Showcase. I'm going to show off like my future plans for the summer, basically my summer plans that I have. Um, and I'm going to just show off some stuff because I have a lot that I want to reveal. Um, a couple of things that people already know about, but maybe like one or two new things. Been tired, but trying to start spring cleaning. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, so I got some things that I want to show off that I'm planning this summer. We got some because summer is definitely going to be a really good time for me. But we'll see how everything goes. So in terms of what I'm doing, let's see. So I am gonna be doing a couple like I'm gonna announce a few things to start things off because it's not gonna be like a Nintendo Direct presentation that I did the other times, but I'm gonna be showing off trailers of some of the stuff that I've edited. But I'm also gonna talk about a few things that I haven't edited, but I'll mention right now. I will be doing a birthday subathon this year, but more details on that in the summer. You'll see like details on what's gonna happen because my birthday's a few months away, so I'll start planning on that soon. That's number one. Number two is that I'm gonna be I'm gonna do this the October the spectacular edition of Backlog Fantasy, like all the spooky games. More on that. I'll talk more about that in August. Um that's gonna be when I'll do it. Additionally speaking, there'll be a couple of other things that I'm gonna be doing. And also I'll just say this right now. Unless that particular all right, so within the first week of July, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna make an announcement right now. Um, I'll say this right now. But within the first week of July, up until like July 7th, I'll be back to streaming. But July, the week between June 30th to July 6th, I will be taking that entire week off of streaming for personal reasons, like for personal mental health reasons, as well as like that week is also July 4th week. I will not be streaming that particular week that this year, because to me I feel like I don't really have anything that I would like to do on 4th of July because considering the fact that to me 4th of July is just not really that great to me, to be honest. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just rather not get into like 4th of July stuff at all. So no streams during that week. Um, so June 30th to July 6th, no stream on that week. I'll just say that right now. I'm taking off that entire week. So there won't be a stream schedule. There won't be any streams. So, however, I might do something special on the off time. If depending on if I'm available in any days, I might do something on Discord, but I'm not 100% certain yet. But we'll see. But it's just that throughout the entire week of June 30th through July 6th, there will be no streams whatsoever. Um, Additionally, um, I I have delayed the Metroid Dread mode. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna figure it out soon enough. Um, it was supposed to happen in February, and I haven't done it yet, and I still have to figure out when I'm planning to do that. Um, but I'm gonna show off a couple of trailers right now. I'm gonna start off with the first one. Um, so let me go ahead and get ready to load it up. I'll open a new window. There we go. All right. So I have a few things that I want to share. So we're gonna start things off with something in regards to Backlog Fantasy. So Backlog Fantasy, I have a lot of plans this summer. Um, so I have 6 games in the docket for as part of a summer marathon that I'm gonna do. So last year I ended up doing Backlog Fantasy Summer Backlog. Well, guess what? It's gonna happen again. And here it is. Backlog Fantasy Summer Backlog. I will switch to this scene over here. So here we go. Well, hold up 1 second. I need to fix this real quick. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, let me start it up again. Okay, so we are going to do Backlog Fantasy Summer Backlog once again this year. We're going to start things off with Eichenfell, which that one was a request from Shad JV. I will be doing that. I will be starting things off with that game. I've been wanting to play that game for a while, and that's going to be one of the games I'm going to be doing. That's number one. Did someone say backlog? Hey, RGB, good to see you. So, Eichenfell's going to be the first one. It's an indie RPG. And I'm looking forward to doing that. Good to see you, dude. Um, then after that, the next game that's on that list is Ghost Trick. I'll be doing the remastered version that's on Switch. Then I'm gonna do Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, which I'll play that on Steam. After that, I'm gonna do both Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward and Zero Escape Zero Time Dilemma. Since I did Zero Escape 999 back in 2021. And then lastly, to round that one out, Yakuza 0, which I'll also play on Steam. So I'm looking forward to getting through that particular marathon of games, and I still have a lot more. There's going to be some other games that I'm doing. Like I'm going to be doing a Hat in Time this summer. So I hope you guys can stay tuned for that. I'll be playing a Hat in Time, as well. Um, so the next thing that I'm going to show off, I have an old versus new planned that I'm going to be doing this summer. So this one I could probably finish off one of them in a day, and then the other one I would start the first half of it and then another half on a different day. Or I heard A Hat in Time is really good. Yeah, I've heard great things about A Hat in Time, RGB. Um yeah, I've heard great things about A Hat in Time. But so I'm going to like I the first game in old versus new I played before, but the new version of it I have not done it on stream. I have played it, but I have not played it on stream, so I'll at least get to that. Plus, also it has extra content that I might actually do as well. So let me switch over back to the scene over here, and we are going to show off the next video. So this is the next old versus new. All right, so this is going to be old versus new. Super Mario Brothers 3 for the NES versus Super Mario Brothers 3 for the Game Boy Advance. I know there is a Super Nintendo version of the game, which is in Super Mario All-Stars, but for old versus new, the way that I usually do it is one-on-one. And I figured I'm just gonna do the original one versus the one that's in the GBA. The reason why I chose GBA over the one on Super Nintendo is because it actually has more content. It actually has if you're playing as Luigi in that game, you actually have the flutter jump that Luigi would have, as well as the fact that there's also the e-reader levels, which on the Wii U and on the Switch versions of Super Mario Bros. 3 for GBA, you get to play the e-reader levels. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play the main game, then I'll go to the e-reader levels and see just how far I can go. That's gonna happen sometime this summer. I haven't determined as to when in the summer I'm gonna do it, but yes, old versus new. Super Mario Bros. 3 for NES versus Super Mario Bros. 3 for Game Boy Advance, also known as Super Mario Advance 4. So, yeah, that's why I chose the GBA version over the Super Nintendo for the new portion of it. and I wanted to keep it one-on-one. So that right there is the old versus new that I'm going to be doing. Um, Plus, I will say, out of all the Mario Advance games, my favorite one is the Super Mario Bros. 3. Like, what's funny is I am the person who loves Super Mario World more than 3, but I think Mario 3 was handled better on Game Boy Advance compared to Super Mario World. But I do think that Yoshi's Island is also a really fantastic game. I would not mind doing the GBA version on stream. I know people like 3 more than World, and I know you do Ice Pick, um, but yeah, I will eventually get to that. That's gonna be in the summer. Again, remember everything that I'm announcing. I'm only focusing right now on what I'm doing this summer. So, Ice Pick, since you're here now, you've actually missed the first announcement that I made, which was summer backlog, which I can tell you the 6 games that I have for summer backlog. I'm starting with Ike and Fell, then I'm doing Ghost Trick, then I'm doing Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, and then I'm doing Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward and Zero Time Dilemma, and then I'm ending it with Yakuza 0 throughout the summer. It's gonna start sometime in late June, early July, except the week of June 30th to July 6th. That week I'm taking a break. But yes. Um yeah, I'm just gonna do the main characters for special edition, so and Ice Pick, if you're talking about the East games, I still have to figure that one out. And the next thing I'm gonna show off, and I'm gonna explain it what this is about right afterwards. So let me switch back over here. And I'm gonna show off what the next thing is. The only thing is that it reveals what it is already. So I think what I'll do is I'll play it and then I'll just make sure. Hold on a second, because the problem is the text that reveals what it is reveals it. All right, let me get it ready, and here we go. All right, I'm gonna be introducing a new segment called Backlog Fantasy Lightning Round. Now, what is it exactly? Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what it means. So it's meant for games that are ridiculously short. There probably might be streams that could probably knock off like maybe like 2, 3, maybe even 4 short games in one session. That's what I mean by lightning round. So many different games that are really short, like that could be within like an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then I could do another game right afterwards. That's what I mean by that. Very short games. So games that are really short that fit the bill that I could just easily beat in one day. I'm not sure how many times it'll pop up, but I am planning to do something this summer. So stay tuned for that. Um, the next thing that I'm gonna do is um I'm gonna show off all the retro night stuff that I have planned. So the retro night that's gonna happen throughout like up to August. So I have everything up to August. So Let's go ahead and do that. All right. So, we got Retro Night that's happening really soon, like this year in general. I have a lot of stuff planned that's happening for Retro Night. A lot of different streams. All right. So the way it's gonna work is this. So I have one it's actually gonna start up next week, next Thursday, Mega Man spinoffs. So stuff like the Mega Man, the Power Battle, Power Fighters, Mega Man Soccer, Mega Man, Battle and Chase, and more. Like I might even do like Super Adventure Rockman as one of them. Um, and also there's those two Neo Geo Pocket Color, like that. There was that Neo Geo Pocket Color game that I wanted to do as well. I could finally just put it here as well. So May 30th, I originally planned to do another round of classic retro commercials, but I was having some issues with that. I had to delete some segments of of those commercials due to the fact that some of them were actually getting the VOD blocked on YouTube. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna hold off on a sequel to that for now, and instead I'm gonna do G4 Icons, which was supposed to happen. It was originally supposed to happen in August, but I decided to bump it up to May 30th. That's when I'll do the G4 Icons watch party. That one, I don't see any issues with that, so that should be fine. Um, then I'm gonna redo two different retro nights that I've previously done, which were the worst games of my childhood and Turbo Graphics. The reason I'm redoing them is because the VODs are gone. I forgot to save them, and even with the backups, they're gone. So unfortunately, there really wasn't much I can do aside from that. So unfortunately, that is something that I have to redo. I want to make up both of them. So the worst games of my childhood, I do remember all the games that were on there, and then also TurboGrafx. I might have different ones. It does let me do local recordings, but I was deleting a couple of VODs that I've already uploaded to YouTube, and it turned out that I deleted that one by mistake, and then the turbo not the turbo that was the TurboGrafx one that I deleted by mistake. The other one the other one was corrupted because like one of the video because sometimes I have VODs that get corrupted like in regards to the local recordings, and I know that happened to one of them. It was either TurboGrafx or worst games of my childhood that got corrupted. I don't remember which one. The other one I deleted by mistake. So unfortunately, I forgot to save the recording on Twitch. So that's on me for that. But I'm making sure not to make that mistake again. Um, as far as everything else goes, um, I'm gonna be doing a night of shmups in July as well. Um, so a night of shmups is another one I'm doing. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm also doing Xbox in June, so I forgot to mention about that. Xbox. So, um, I would play games like Blinks the Time Sweeper, Fusion Frenzy, Dead or Alive 3, and there'll be a lot of other games I'll show off. Like, because Xbox has a very interesting library of games. There's actually a lot of games that you probably would not see anywhere on PlayStation or PlayStation 2 or GameCube that you would see on there. So I'm interested in just checking that out. In addition to some of the multiplats, and usually multiplats are better on Xbox than they are on PlayStation 2 or GameCube. Um, a few exceptions, but most of the are better. Um, I'm also going to be doing let's see, I'm going to be doing games from my childhood that no one has ever heard of, or you probably have never heard of. Because I have a couple of games in my childhood that I remember, and many of which I remember fondly, but I'm not sure if people have ever heard of it. And if they have, there's probably not that many people who have heard of these games across multiple platforms. I'm probably gonna do it up to I'll probably do it up to PS1 and N64. That's probably how I'll handle that one. I'll do up to PS1 and N64. And then the last one, Marvel games. It'll be more than just the Marvel versus Capcom games. I have other stuff too that I wanted to show off. Like there was a Marvel X-Men game that's on the Super Nintendo that I really liked from Capcom, Mutant Apocalypse, and there was also a Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems, also from Capcom. But then there was also some mediocre to really bad Marvel games. Like there's all the LJN shit, like fucking Spider-Man and X-Men and Arcade's Revenge. That game fucking sucks. That game sucks. Maximum Carnage is okay. Excuse me. Maximum Carnage is okay. It's a decent game. Um, but um, but there's a lot of other stuff. Like then there's like some PS1 stuff like X-Men Mutant Academy or the PS1 Spider-Man game. And Marvel just has a lot of. There's just so many Marvel games. PS1 even had a Fantastic Four game, and there was even an Incredible Hulk game on PS1. Hell, there was an Incredible Hulk game on Genesis and Super Nintendo that I'll more likely show off. So there's a lot of Marvel games. It's just more. It's more than just like it's more than just like Marvel versus Capcom. Like yes, I show off Marvel superheroes, which Marvel superheroes I will show off in that stream as well. And at the very minimum, like I'm gonna show that one off and the first Marvel versus Capcom, maybe two, but definitely one for sure. So I have a lot more with that. I remember an Incredible Hulk game for the Wii. There have been some nice beat 'em ups too. Yep, good to see you. Bazak words. Want to make sure I got that right. But yeah, let's do the next thing. So the next section is something new that I'm going to be planning this year. So I'm going to show it off right now. But first, let me just make sure to make sure to fix a few things. Will MVC3 and Infinite be shown? No. But I might actually do something for MVC3 in the future. I do need to fix a couple of things real quick, but yeah. So in terms of what I have planned, let's just say if you like arcade games, then this is going to be something that I know that people are going to like. Something that I know for a fact that I'm absolutely excited to do. I've been thinking about this for a little while, but here we go. Something completely new. Don't know how often it's going to pop up, but we'll see. All right, so what exactly is arcade button smashers? Well, I'm going to be playing arcade games with people in the future. I'll figure out how I'm going to handle it, but it's mostly going to be through, like, if it's a game that's not widely available, then I'm just going to use Parsec. But if it's a game that is on Steam, that the only way to do online on Steam is through Steam Remote Play, there's that too. But I'm going to have a lot of options. And it's more than just beat 'em ups. I'm going to be, like, I've shown beat 'em ups, but I have other stuff that I would like to do. Um, I would like to do running guns. I would like to do shmups. Like, I have so many things I would like to show off there. So many different games that I've been wanting to show off for a while. Like, I have way too many games. Hold on a moment. Everything's just making sure that everything's good here. Hey, Bowie, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing good. Let's see. I'm just checking something real quick. All right. Oh, that's where I put it at. Okay, I was just checking where I put something. There was a certain file I'm trying to get, but yeah, there is something else I do want to show off in a minute. But first, I want to talk a little more about arcade button smashers. So the way this works is that I will be doing arcade games with other people, mainly like other streamers or people within like the community, that I'm going to figure out how I'm going to handle all that, playing different games like Ninja Turtles 4 players, Final Fight. Well, I already did Final Fight, but I might do Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, or The Punisher, or Alien versus Predator. Then there's also I might actually invest in doing Fightcade through this, because Fightcade lets you do more than just fighting games. But at the same time, if Parsec is an option, as well as Steam Remote Play if the games are on Steam. But yes, I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. I'm doing all right. So we got a lot of arcade games that I can easily play. So many different options. I have a lot of options that I can actually share. And I'm interested in seeing just how things are gonna go. But yeah. So I do have one more announcement for which I've already revealed it at the end of the December showcase, but now I have a much broader time frame for this one. So what exactly is it? So let's see. So let's take a look. Let me just make sure that I get everything underway here. I need to set the default resolution aspect ratio for the VLC media player to 16:9. I need to work on that. But yeah, otherwise I'm doing okay, as well as I can. And I'll make sure to figure everything else out, because I do have a lot that I need to figure out in regards to everything. But yeah, so let's show this one off. All right, so yes, that's right. I will be like as I revealed before, I am going to be doing Super Smash Brothers Brawl Subspace Emissary. That is going to be happening in June. It's going to be a co-op with MMG Mike. Something that I've been looking forward to doing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I want to give Subspace another shot because the last time I've actually beaten the game was back in like 2010. Like I started it off in 2008 with my brother, and then we both kind of like just stopped playing and just focused on the actual game. And then afterwards, I never went back until sometime in 2010. I was like, you know what? Let me just go back to this. I did the Great Maze because I stopped at the Great Maze, which I was having trouble with, and then I did the Great Maze, got through it, and then got to the end, and that was it. And at the time, I was not impressed with it. I think the main issue that I originally had with Subspace was how repetitive it can actually be. But at the same time, if you're playing with another person, it's a lot more fun. So how am I going to play it online? I'm going to use Parsec. I'm going to use Parsec with through emulation, and that's how I'm going to play Brawl online. Um, well, do Subspace. So that's the plan that I have. My thing is I'm not the biggest Brawl fan, but I do want to give Subspace another shot. Co-op should help with the monotony, yes. The Great Maze definitely does not help. By when you're playing by yourself, but when you're playing with another person, it should definitely be better. World of Light, because like when I compare Subspace to World of Light, like there's pros and cons for both. Subspace has like a lot of cutscenes, um, and the presentation of it in terms of the cutscenes, the way they handle it, I thought it was pretty spectacular. Whereas there weren't that many in World of Light. There are some, but nowhere near as much um as Subspace. Subspace is basically like if you compile every single cutscene there is to have in the game, like out of all the ones they have in there, um, it's about like over an hour's worth. Even though the game is obviously not that long, the game is actually a lot longer because gameplay and all that. Plus, some of the cutscenes are also dependent on a certain action. Like let's say in the beginning where it's Mario versus Kirby. Like they have a cutscene in which if Kirby wins the fight, or cutscene if Mario wins the fight. Like basically it's the same thing as just switching places. But other than that, it's largely like all in order, and the way they handle it was really good. Um, though I forgot how long Subspace actually was because it's been a while since I played it, but I know for a fact that World of Light was long. World of Light was really long. So I do like the spirit battles in World of Light. The problem is that it too can get repetitive. But at the very least, I do like the way they presented it, where they had like different sections. Like they had a section for Fire Emblem. They had a section for Street Fighter. They had a section for like Castlevania characters and stuff and all that. It was long, challenging, and it was fun. Like both campaigns are actually fun, but at the same time, like if you're playing it consecutively, you're gonna get burned out. And fuck that Tiny Peach bat. Oh god, no, 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 no. I'm gonna say one thing about World of Light. Um, there was a Samus fight where it was a Metal Gear related fight. They had a Metal Gear Spirit, and they used Samus to represent that fight. That shit was fucking hard. Another one that was hard was where they represented the sheriff, like the assist trophy sheriff, and you were in the Donkey Kong stage. Well, actually, no, that was not. No, it was the gamer stage from WarioWare or Game of Wario. Holy fuck, that was hard. The one that the Tiny Peach from fucking Donkey Kong, that was the Donkey Kong one. That one was hard. Holy shit, that was hard. It took a while for me to actually get through that. I remember like I remember struggling with that on stream years ago. That was like 5 years ago actually. That I was playing World of Light. I know Smash on Wii U did not have an adventure mode, and Smash 3DS the closest thing is basically Smash Run, which was absolutely great. It was spectacular. And Melee had an adventure mode, but it was more straightforward. I had fun with that, but again, it's straightforward. Though at first they put a lot of effort into it, and then it just ended up just being fights. Um, Although I really did like the whole like race through the big blue. I thought that was fun. Maybe I might do the adventure mode for Melee down the road. I don't remember if I could do that in co-op. I think you can, or if it's single player. I think that might be co-op. I don't remember. I know Subspace is co-op, and I think World of Light might have been single player only, but I don't remember if World of Light was single player only or you could play with another person. But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do Subspace in June with MNG Mike. Looking forward to that. Um, there's gonna be a lot of fun doing co-op then. I'm gonna have to talk to him about when in June we're gonna do it. We'll plan it. We'll plan it ahead of time. But yeah, I I will say though that I do have a lot more plans lined up, but I'm gonna wait a little while longer to reveal them because I want to focus on what I have planned for the summer. Anything for the fall is gonna have to wait, like my birthday or the Halloween stuff. It's gonna wait till the fall. But right now, I just wanted to share what I had today. Like, I know, like I usually prefer to do the Nintendo Direct style presentations, but didn't really get a chance to do that. So, um, I figured I'd just like show off what I had, and then that's it. So, yeah, not the best way to present the stuff that I have planned, but it is something nonetheless. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the stuff that I shared today because I thought that was pretty cool. I would hope Halloween would be in fall. Well, of course, because I do have some backlog games that I want to do that are spooky. Um, all I will say, I will reveal one of them, and that's a request that was made by Sony, and that's Silent Hill 2. That will actually be a part of that. Everything else, you'll have to wait and see. You'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, um, I'm looking forward to what I have planned. But I will take the week of June 30th to July 6th. Uh, yeah, June 30th to July 6th off. The reason for that is just to have a break. Just to have a break because I don't get to take too many breaks, but when I do, I make sure to make it counts for myself. But yeah. Anyway, so that's the Shell Shock Showcase. That's all the stuff that I wanted to show off.